Inner mastery precedes outer victory. This truth is not simply a philosophy, it is a fundamental law of life. Before a woman can conquer the world outside her, she must first journey inward and meet the self who lives behind her actions, her emotions, and her thoughts. The world teaches us to chase results, to strive for status, and to compete in an endless race of doing. But the truth is, no lasting success, no deep fulfillment, no unshakable confidence can ever grow from soil that is not stable within. A woman may appear successful by worldly standards, well spoken, well followed, but if she has not mastered her inner world, she remains vulnerable to collapse the moment life withdraws its approval. She might achieve her goals but feel hollow. She might gather applause but fear silence. Why? Because the outer is only ever a reflection of the inner, and if the reflection looks strong but the source is uncertain, that strength will fade with time. Inner mastery is the process of becoming deeply grounded in who you are without needing validation, comparison, or control. To walk this path is not easy. It requires that a woman meet her fears honestly and without flinching. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being enough, fear of failing. These are not enemies to be destroyed, but energies to be understood. Inner mastery teaches that emotions are not problems, they are signals. A woman who observes her thoughts with patience and listens to her emotions with curiosity gains clarity. And with clarity comes power. Self-awareness is the beginning, not just knowing your name, your roles, or your resume, but seeing your patterns, seeing how you react when you are ignored, how you respond when you are challenged, how you behave when you feel unseen. This level of awareness removes blame and replaces it with choice. You stop pointing fingers outward and begin taking responsibility for your inner state. This is not weakness. This is the highest form of discipline. The mastered woman does not control others. She controls herself. Her power is not loud, but it is felt. She does not chase recognition because she recognizes herself. Her presence is not a performance, it is a quiet certainty that radiates without effort. This is not achieved overnight. It is earned through daily attention, through silence, through reflection, through asking the difficult questions. What am I avoiding? What belief am I carrying that no longer serves me? What emotion have I buried that keeps showing up in my relationships, my choices, my voice? Many women seek outer success while avoiding inner silence. They fill their calendars but ignore their conscience. They chase achievements but avoid stillness, yet it is in the stillness that answers arise. It is in silence that clarity is born. When a woman learns to sit with herself, not to judge, not to fix, but simply to observe, she begins the process of returning home. And when she is at home within herself, no storm outside can uproot her. Inner mastery also means letting go. Letting go of stories that were never hers to carry. Letting go of guilt passed down through generations. Letting go of the need to be everything for everyone. These burdens weigh her down and keep her from rising into the woman she was meant to be. She doesn't let go in anger. She lets go in understanding, and in doing so, she reclaims her space, her breath, her life. This inner work is invisible to most. No one applauds a woman for meditating in the morning, for choosing peace over drama, for walking away from what drains her. But that is where the true victories begin. The world may not see her progress, but she feels it, in her posture, in her energy, in the way she stops explaining herself, in the way she no longer reacts but responds. That is the mark of a woman who is becoming unstoppable, not because she fights harder, but because she is rooted deeper. True power is quiet. It does not need to announce itself. It simply is, and that power can only rise when the inner world is in order. A woman who governs her mind, who nurtures her soul, who chooses growth over comfort. She is the one who will outlast obstacles, outgrow limitations, and outshine fear. Because no outer victory can be sustained without an inner foundation, and once that foundation is strong, she no longer needs to chase success. She becomes it. Stillness is power. In a world that constantly urges movement, noise, validation, and speed, stillness is an act of quiet rebellion and deep wisdom. For the woman on the path to becoming unstoppable, stillness is not inactivity, it is awareness. It is the space between reaction and response. It is the inner calm that allows her to see with clarity, speak with intention, and act from alignment rather than impulse. After letting go of judgment, comparison, perfectionism, guilt, and the weight of the past, what remains is her essence, unburdened, unbothered, and deeply centered. She no longer seeks to prove herself because she has nothing left to prove. She no longer performs for acceptance because she has accepted herself. This stillness within becomes her anchor, and from this place her power emerges not loud, not aggressive, but undeniable. Stillness allows her to listen not just to others, but to herself. In this sacred pause, she can hear what truly matters, what she truly desires, what her next step must be. The world may still be loud, chaotic, demanding, but she no longer matches its volume. She moves differently. She moves with peace, and in doing so, she becomes a force that cannot be moved. There is great strength in restraint, great wisdom in silence, great courage in not reacting, but in choosing presence. A woman who has mastered stillness no longer chases opportunity. She attracts it. She no longer begs for respect, she embodies it. She does not fight for a seat at the table. She builds her own. This is the power of letting go. This is the gift of going inward. This is the transformation that takes place when a woman remembers who she is beneath the noise, the labels, the expectations. She is not defined by her past. She is not controlled by her fears. She is no longer waiting for the world to give her permission. She has become the permission. To be unstoppable does not mean to be hard or untouchable. It means to be whole, to be grounded, to be in such deep harmony with oneself that no external storm can disturb the inner stillness. This is not a destination, but a way of being, a way of walking through life with grace and power hand in hand. So let the world rush, let it race and roar. You, woman, stay still, stay centered, stay rooted in your truth, because in your stillness lies your strength, in your quiet, your clarity, in your letting go, your rising, and in your being fully, fiercely, freely. You become exactly what you were always meant to be, unstoppable.